strange driving a car in Prague because everything looks like it. You're sort of, medieval in some of these places. Well, I want to welcome everyone to the Czech Republic. Brandy has informed me that we have a big case here. She has to listen on the details.
Hey guys, we're actually headed out of Prague to what's meant to be the gates to hell. It's believed that Castle was built to keep evil in rather than people out. It claims the activity here involves shadows, blasting sounds, and a full-body apparition of a man. Now, during the late 1930s, it's believed that the Nazis actually took over the castle to perform numerous experiments involving dimensional portal stimulation, other really weird physics testing.
We're going to go big. Let's go real big. Let's go gaynt to hell. That's what it is. I'm thinking that's it. Because it is out here in the middle of nowhere. Hi. How we doing? Good, bro. How are you? Welcome to Castle House. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
There is time to Katie's pleasure. I hope that GHI brings back to me evidence of paranormal activity. If it ties into some of the legends and even the history, I think it will be exceptional.
We're definitely really excited to be here. Can you start by telling us some history about this location?
Sure, absolutely. The castle was founded in the 13th century, so there's evidence dating back to 800, even Celtic civilization, pre-millennium. There's no other castle really in the world that's host ghost duplicate. It's a cube within a cube within a cube. There are no fortifications. There are no trade paths, thick woods, swamps, rocks. There is no water. There's no defense mechanism. There's no strategic importance. There is no reason for this structure to exist way out here in the middle of nowhere. This is the inner courtyard, gentlemen, where many horrific events have taken place. We walked out with evidence and we unearthed 3 Nazi soldiers who were executed, most likely legally by their own men. We have a prominent writer who stayed here during the end of the 1800s and reported, much like many of the myths say, that he saw winged black creatures flying around this courtyard. And we're staring right now.
What are we talking about here? Are we talking big bats or what?
No, what normally one would consider demonic and demons.
When we talk about demonics, we're talking about activity that's generated by something that never lived and walked around like you or I. These are generally negative, nasty, and pretty tough to get rid of.
I have some personal experiences here. I brought my dogs the first time I came in. They went absolutely berserk. They ran into the center, circled it, jumped inside, and then ran right over to what I call prison. And there's a little air ventilation hole going down to where they would have held prisoners. They began barking and clawing and doing very uncharacteristic behavior for them. Even when I called them, they would come. Something was going on here that was not right and was not normal.
You don't have your dogs with you, do you?
Oh yeah, I brought them just in case.
We want to put them to use here. You want to do it here? Yeah, that'd be great. Shall we have one?
All right. All right, gentlemen, this is the chapel. What we're standing on right now, what encompasses this entire building, used to be a hole going so far down that no one knew its depth. One of the legends says that the villagers, they saw a half-human, half-animal-like creatures as well as the black flying entities. They believe that this is the gate to hell.
So the legend goes that the castle was built on top of the portal in order to keep the evil from escaping hell.
Absolutely. But many bad things have happened here. When this structure began construction, they took all the prisoners from the local prison who were to be executed and gave them a death party. If they would allow themselves to be lowered into the hole, they would report all their findings and be set free. First prisoner went down. After a few seconds, he began screaming bloody murder. Was asked to be pulled up. He had white hair, wrinkles, looked like he had aged several decades in several minutes. He then went to the insane asylum and died 2 days later of unknown causes. A few other unusual things have happened. The masons a few years ago were working on the inner courtyard and continually heard voices back here. Only to come in and there's no one here. The oldest paintings in Bohemia, probably in Central Europe, are in this chapel. You can see over here we have a demon with a tail who's in female form, left-handed, pointing an arrow at a human's neck. Now, to be left-handed during this period was a sign of evil. As you look over here, we have St. Michael, who's executing a demon. I've also had a few personal experiences in here. On the second story, that's all black figure. Walk over to the middle, and disappeared.
I visited Castle once with my dog, and the dog went crazy. He refused to enter the temple, and he sent me out from the castle. It was very unusual behavior.
Alright, sure. This is the hunting lodge.
He brings a hunting lodge at night, and we heard strange noises, and then the sound of something heavy hitting the floor. We were scared, so we lit a candle. Suddenly, we saw a dark figure walk across the top of the stairs, and heard a voice whispering about killing some young girls.
This, gentlemen, is the living room when I first visited Hudska. Immediately coming down the stairs, a foreign energy was right behind me. I couldn't help but put my heart pounding, started to sweat, spine-tingling chills. I literally turned around and I could feel it just like I could feel you.
This wasn't something you thought was friendly.
No, without question. Here we have the southern side of the third floor. That is personal experience. As I walked into this room with our interpreter and curator, I saw the woman. White dress on, long blonde hair. I just walked by just like normal. I walked into the other room. There was a woman. I saw her. I know it. It's only for a second. There was a person there.
Has the curator ever seen this woman anywhere else on the grounds or had experiences up in this area?
Yes, he told me the same thing, actually.
I was sitting at a table in the hallway with a drink in my hand, talking to some friends. I put my drink down onto the same table, and suddenly my glass started to move around, and then it lifted up into the air. We were all staring at it, so I grabbed it, put it back down on the table, and then it flipped to the middle of the table. None of my friends' glasses moved, and the table was flat on the ground, not slanted. Something exists here.
All right, gentlemen. Now we're in the lower portion of the castle. This has been nicknamed Satan's office. There's an ancient legend. Also, many people here have had personal experiences with faceless, black-robed priests walking from the front of the chair up the stairs, disappearing into the next room.
So is the figure that has been seen down here exclusive to this area, not seen in any other part of the castle?
That's exactly right.
Well, we'll make sure that we investigate down here and see what we find.
All right, be careful.
Got it.
All right, gentlemen. That concludes our tour of Castle Hudson.
Well, we're going to go get the rest of the team, get unpacked, get set up, and get to work.
We'll see you guys in a couple of days.
All right, see you soon. This isn't like a case we've dealt with before.
This one has some kind of haunting activities, but there's also so much more. Possible demonology. I mean, we're talking about a gateway to hell, these kind of strange stories. But I think the team's prepared to deal with it. It's definitely out there. It's nothing we've quite seen before. That's great, guys. Great down. Are we going to be able to solve the mystery? I don't know. I hope so.
All right, Barry.
Okay, camera number 1 is cleared to move in the courtyard, covering both angles. So we're trying to get as much of the open space to as possible.
Right.
Camera number 3 is in the hunting lodge. Cameras 4 and 5 are both in the chapel. And this is a regular DVR camera, and this is the little Knox. So we're hoping to try and capture some of the shadow that was reported there. Camera number 6 is in the long stretch to the rear of the castle, where the reports of the woman in white said to walk past.
All right, good stuff. I mean, look, how many opportunities do you get to actually investigate a supposed gate to hell? Yeah, so we're going to make sure we throw everything at that chapel we can. All right, let's get the lights out. All right. All right, y'all. Chapel. Join